Time now for Sit 60. This is where I get 60 seconds to talk about anything I want. Please start the clock. Here's what's on my mind this morning. Let me take you back to last summer. NHL began its bubble. 24 teams involved. The 24th and final team to make it were the Montreal Canadiens. Now, nobody, and I mean nobody, gave them a chance in their opening best-of-5 series against Sidney Crosby and the Pens. Well, sometimes life doesn't care for your prognostications. Habs won in 4. Bizarre series. Montreal scored 0 power play goals on their way to victory. I bring up last summer because as we sit here on the eve of Leafs-Habs Game 1, Montreal find themselves in a similar spot. They were the last of 4 Canadian teams to book their place in the playoffs. Maple Leafs are coming off one of their best seasons in decades and are massive favorites coming into this matchup. Nobody outside of Montreal, and I mean nobody, is giving them a chance in their opening round best-of-7 series against Toronto, which again begins tomorrow night down at Scotiabank Arena. But given recent history with Les Canadiens, I have to say, they might be fine with that. Eric Engels of Sportsnet, who has forgotten more about the Habs than I will ever know, has been kind enough to join us at this ungodly hour for him. Eric, welcome to the show. Are you getting upset vibes like last summer, or was last summer an anomaly, do you think?
I don't know if I am, but the Montreal Canadiens are. I think they're thrilled about being in that position. They know what the pressure is like on the Toronto Maple Leafs. They know what the history is like there, and they'd love to send them to the golf course early if it was possible in Ontario.
Are we making enough of how healthy the Habs are getting? By the way, the golf course line did go over well with some people here in the room. I don't want to gloss over that, but I am an impartial reporter, Eric, as you know. The Habs, the one thing if I'm a Leaf fan I'm a little scared of right now is how healthy the Habs are getting. In Shea Weber and Brendan Gallagher, Carey Price. I know Carey Price played a couple nights ago for Laval. He looked okay. How big a factor is that going to be in this?
Well, it's got to be one because, as you just mentioned, are the most important players on that team. At the same time, you know, you get healthy at this time of year. It's not as if you're going to be at 100%. Shea Weber played with an injury for a couple of weeks. I think it's no secret now that pictures have gone out of him wearing a brace on his thumb that that's what it is. And that's a tough injury to have when you're counted on to have a 100-mile-an-hour slap shot. So he hasn't been able to shoot up until today, which I think will be the first day that he'll be cleared to start doing that. And his teammates say, you know, they don't care. They know that when the playoffs start, Shea Weber is going to be Shea Weber. And Brendan Gallagher is going to be Brendan Gallagher. He only knows one way to play the game. And he says thumb injury is behind him. He also had one. And Carey Price is a bit more of a question mark because he's coming back from concussion. And, yeah, he says he feels good now, and he's gotten a game action in, and that's good. Philip Deneau wasn't able to get game action in before coming into this series, and he's also coming off a concussion. Everybody's banged up and knocked around. So this 8 days of rest that the Canadiens got was potentially more beneficial to them than it would be to any other team in the league because they had 25 games in the last 44 days of the season, which was unprecedented. Most nights they were playing against teams that were rested for 2 or 3 days, and they were coming off 1 day of rest or none at all. So no excuses anymore. And I think everyone knows this Canadiens team was meant to play playoff hockey. You know, that's how they were built when you look at the composition of their roster. And we'll see what kind of fight they give the Maple Leafs.
Tomorrow night, Game 1, Habs Leafs. Never seen it in my lifetime. You've never seen it in your lifetime. Can't wait. Eric Engels. You look great this early in the morning, by the way. Look fantastic.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. I did it just for you.
Yeah, well, I know I'm great, so thank you for the compliment back that I didn't hear. Eric Engels from Sportsnet. Good stuff. Again, in case you haven't heard, Leafs Habs tomorrow night, live on Sportsnet and Hockey Night in Canada. We're going to take a break. You sound off coming up. Christine Elliott, yesterday at Queen's Park, said they are talking about a reopening plan. We haven't seen it yet, but they are obviously talking about it. How soon do you need to see it? If you're a business in this province, when do you need these details? Let us know. 1-866-267-3797. Feedback at breakfasttelevision.ca and Twitter 24/7 at Breakfast TV. It's 6:44. Good morning, Toronto. You're watching BT.